Hi. I don't know who will join me, but today I have a couple of things I want to talk about. And something I've been thinking about for a long time. And it has to deal with my own situation that I started to do a little research in because I was feeling like I was the only one on the planet that felt like I wasn't being treated fairly with my pain and pain management. So I'm going to talk about some things and read some things, and I'm rolling out my new channel. It's going to be different from this. This will be here, but it's called Chronic Pain is Real. Hi, Trevor. Hi, Kim. So the new YouTube channel is called Chronic Pain is Real. And I've got some things today to introduce to you because I feel like the correlation between the planet, the earth, the problems, the collapse that's coming is kind of like going on in my own body and a lot of people's. And we want to have a quality of life while we have one. So, that's why I thought I would do this. When I started, oh yeah, we're getting a lot of snow. It's coming down. It's coming down. And I don't have any window treatments in here, so you can definitely see the snow because I can't afford any window treatments yet. And I just want something that keeps in the warmth. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this is going to be different from what I normally do on this. And this will be Antonio and other people, hopefully will want to take some of this and do some environmental discussions. But at least today, I'm going to start out on this channel with this. And then when I do these, it's going to be on Chronic Pain is Real. And I think the thing about this is a lot of us suffer. We suffer silently, but we suffer. And nobody talks about it. And I want to say another thing. Today was a big shock because in the Doomosphere where we are, one of our commenters' name is PK Sens. And she's been on, excuse me, she's been on, I'm sorry, but I have to. She's been on commenting on everybody's stuff. Hi, Jeff. She's been commenting on everybody's, Kevin's, mine, Hambone's, all the Doomosphere stuff. And me and PK started talking and we started emailing about politics during the election. And, I kind of saw her getting in trouble in the comment sections, in a couple of comment sections. So I came up and supported her. And all of a sudden, on today's video, Black Bear News, Michael, PK post, but it was Michael, it was her son, and he came on to tell us his mother passed away yesterday. I mean, I burst out crying and I didn't even know the woman. She was a commenter that followed us, but she was a real person and she had real opinions, and maybe she was a little snarky at times with people, but I felt who she was behind her. Her son said she had been kind of a recluse for the last 20 years. And I know that's where I'm headed. Tina Trina! Oh my gosh, this is great. But anyway, I know that's where I'm headed, to be kind of a recluse, which is what I feel like because I hurt. I don't want to go anywhere. I've been in a whopper of a depression. Right now I sit here, my neck hurts. I had the back surgery. I traded one for the other. I don't know what PK passed on. I don't know how old she was, but I'm guessing because her son Michael said he and her mother, so his grandmother, tried to get her out of her place, her funk or whatever. But she found solace in the Doomosphere. She found solace with all of us in the videos and the material and knowing. She went out knowing. Maybe PK is the lucky one because she's out of this hellhole. She's off. She's done. She doesn't have to feel pain. She's not feeling anything. PK, if you're listening, maybe you are the lucky one. And that's not depression talking. She was fighting a breathing disorder. Oh, that hurts. I cried this morning. I cried my eyes out over somebody I didn't know because I did know. And it's just the person I am, and I don't want to start crying now. I didn't realize she had a breathing disorder. Or maybe she told me and I forgot, which is perfectly reasonable the way I am. So anyway, today I want to tell you I did listen to something on it was called The Other Side of the Opiate, hysteria, whatever. I'm not minimizing people who've died. Hi, Fiesta. Yeah, I feel bad. She says Fiesta Cranberry. Yes, I feel very bad about PK. Me too. But I'm just glad her son came on and realized what his mother, that she was doing this, because if she had just disappeared, we would have been, where's PK? Because she was such a busy commenter. I'll let you guys talk about what's wrong with her because I didn't know. Redwater said she had a breathing disorder, but I'm sorrowful. But again, she's gone. She doesn't have to watch this anymore. She doesn't have to see the degradation we're doing. She doesn't have to deal with the idiot. Osama 5, hi, I collapsed. Oh, it sounds like something we'll have to talk about. Well, so just a little with me, I had the neck surgery, and I'll tell you what, they put the metal, multiple level herniation, they put metal in. They left 2 undone, and they said, oh, maybe we'll go in 5 years. Okay, that's great. You want to fucking go in 5 years? So I traded one pain for the other. The one pain that I had was in my shoulder. And I'm not whining because we all do suffer in some way or another. But this was in my shoulder from the collapsed disc. It went down in my hand, and my shoulder constantly hurt, and it was horrible. All right. Now, my neck constantly hurts. I have to sleep with that soft brace on. And that joins the cacophony of screams out of my spine from my lower spine, which I've had 3 back surgeries on. Hi, Adam. So, and I'm not whining, but there's a lot of people like me. We have had at least 2 friends that killed themselves, took their own lives because of chronic pain. I'm serious. I'm not kidding you. They were close friends. It was horrible. One was my sister-in-law. Yeah. Osama, thank you. So I'll tell you a quick story. I think a lot of you followed me, but I was on opiate for years. I never abused a drug in my life. This is what I got now. The vape or the liquid. Everybody touts how great marijuana is. Well, then why the hell isn't it working for me? If it's so great, why isn't it working for me? And I've heard it all. But my story is 2004 back surgery, 2006 back surgery, 2015 back surgery. My back is fucked and I have arthritis on top of it. My neck is fucked. I have a lousy spine and I don't know why I have to suffer pain. I don't know why I have to suffer. And I was made to detox off of a medication. First, the medication I had was discontinued by the drug maker, and that was a medication I was on for several years, had no Tylenol in it, and it was like like night and day. Like night and day. Yes, patients become paranoid asking. Well, I'm not paranoid. I'm fucking asking. Excuse my language. I'm going to a new one. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's the fact that I also read about a lawsuit that is going on, starting by veterans that can't get pain meds. So I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us. And we're suffering. I try not to. I can look good on a video. Oh, I can throw on a few things on my face and put on a nice blouse because I don't go anywhere and I don't go to work anymore and I still have all these things. And I will tell you about the naturopath. I have been working with a naturopath. So that's something that's been happening too. But I want to go through this. I found a couple of things. And the first thing I want to show you is the Dear Congress letter that is, I started on, using Twitter on some of this. And if you give me a second, I just have to make this screen less bright because it's difficult to see. And how is, I don't want it so bright. How is my internet connection? Does it seem okay today? Because I don't even know what the hell I have on. I don't even know if I have the modem or just the Wi-Fi, which is probably Wi-Fiing right through my head as we speak from whatever tower's out there. So this dude writes a letter, and it says, I have been trying to get the below members of the Congressional VA Committee to contact me regarding the falsified opioid epidemic, the VA's opioid prescribing guidelines, version 3, and the horrors facing so many veterans with cruel and inhumane treatment by the VA. I have also requested repeatedly for the number of suicides from all 50 states, as well as the number of natural deaths once placed, and natural with the quotations, once placed on forced taper or completely denied pain medication. Forced taper, I didn't get to that, I will tell you about. Some members of Congress I have been contacting since November 2016, still nothing. They just don't care about American people or veterans who have sacrificed so much for this country. Try contacting them and see for yourself, and he's got a whole list of names, and I'll try to share some of this if I can. So there are efforts going on. And if you go to Twitter, which I've become addicted to, which another thing is internet, social media does help me because it distracts me from feeling my pain or whining about it or just laying there doing nothing. And you still all know I'm in this battle, this problem with my insurance company because of my videos. But you know what? I'm not stopping doing them because they are therapy for me. You're all good for me. You have to learn how to work with the body's chemistry and a salad of CBAs and CBDs. Well, I've been doing this, Physius. Thank you. I'm just going to tell you what works for me and for other people. And, if you have not experienced kind of chronic pain that I do, fibromyalgia, and I have this thing called Sjogren's, which gives me, I'm always inflamed. My naturopath says I'm suffering from inflammation, all right? All over my body, probably for a long time. Probably a lot of us are, because in the United States, at least, we have shitty diets, or we're exposed to, well, I think the rest of the world is exposed to probably more toxins than we are, but there's, who knows where I lived and who knows why I have autoimmunes. I know my back is shit because I lived a hard lifestyle. I mean, I was a dance person. I was a workout person. I was a motorcycle rider. I lifted firewood. I cut firewood. I mean, I was a bartender at one time. I lifted ice. I lifted, I messed up my back, but I had to have a predisposition for something. I had to. And it wasn't. And I fell down the steps at work, but I don't have a workers' comp claim because it wasn't really a fault. It wasn't anything like that. And I didn't want to do that because it wasn't my employer's fault, really. So that twisted my neck, but I had a chiropractor actually for 2 years who kept me out of pain. But that letter was something. So on Twitter, I found this whole movement about pain relief and people saying, well, someday you may be in a situation where you may need pain relief and you will be begging for help or a prescription. Don't put anyone down until you have walked in their shoes for 10 years or more. That's me, because all of this started in 2002. And that was a fall also. But I fell on a cement floor, and that was, at my own property, actually. I'll give you a hint. It was a motorcycle clubhouse that I bought for the club. And they paid the mortgage and paid me back. But I fell on my own floor. I fell on the floor. What was I going to do? Sue myself? That was in the day, back. But anyway, but that's what started, I think. I probably was already weak, and that's what started it. But I rode my motorcycle all the way up till last year, and I don't see why I can't. I don't lift it. I ride it. But I don't want to. I probably can't. Not. I think the neck. Hi, Mike Harrington. It does look pretty. The thing is, though, it's not plowed, and I'm not going anywhere anyway, because sometimes my reclusiveness, I don't want to go anywhere. I missed a party last night. I didn't want to go. I just don't want to go. My husband went. I don't want to go out. You know, that's another thing about pain. It saps the joy out of what you want to do. I get joy out of talking to you people because I don't have to get off my ass and leave the house. But, you know, I don't want to sound like a whiner, but we all know about the doomosphere. We all know about the environmental stuff. Trevor, I'll look at that comment because, I'm going to look at all your comments about everybody. Everybody wants to tell me good things. But I want to tell you about what's going on the other side because, quite frankly, I'm angry. I had to detox, and it was awful. It was the same time my husband had his heart attack. I mean, everything's been a cluster mess for me since July of 2017. It's just one thing after the other. But the doctor, we talked about medical marijuana for years. And finally, when it happened, I got on it. I got the card and the whole thing, and then she told me I had to make a choice. That or the pain medication. And what was my logical choice? Well, I knew that they weren't going to be able to prescribe for me anymore because they sold the business. And so, the guidelines are scaring the shit out of doctors and pharmacists and killing us. So it's been... Okay, so that's when I knew my neck was really bad and I had so much pain because I started feeling it. So I had that neck surgery because I couldn't even sit for a long time. Like right now I'm sitting because I took a pain pill I had stashed. I've hoarded them. It's sickening that I have to do this. And another thing is, I don't know if those of you watched my video on my other channel about being stopped and being frisked and being taken for a drug buyer because I was in my daughter's neighborhood and I look like I could afford to go buy dope. And her neighborhood in one part is a bad neighborhood. So that was really traumatic. That was when I was staying with her. I was freaking out because the insurance companies, they're trying to kick me off what pays our bills. And a benefit through my job that I have the medical problems, but they intimidate you and it's just what they do. And I'm in it now. I'm like in the throes of it. I probably shouldn't even be making videos because they're going to say, well, she's functional. She can make a video. Yeah, you come here, you live a day in my life. Pain is a reminder that we are all still alive. Yeah, but I want to be alive without it. If we're going down with the ship and the Titanic is going down, at least my last days should be with some medication or something that helps me. And all the others. I'm going to be 60 years old. Who gives a shit if I pop a hydrocodone to get the morning going? And then maybe one more in a day. But I don't do that because I hoard them, so I suffer. And I am angry because I had to get off the medication that actually allowed me last year to sit and do videos for at least more than an hour, and I could do a few interviews, and gee, it wasn't as bad. Thank you, Cheryl says. Literally, no one else is talking about the effect of this opioid crisis on those of us now who are now suffering needlessly after losing our pain medications, which gave us the only quality of life we had. I'm not alone, and that's why I'm starting the other channel. I'm going to read all of your comments when I get off. But that's why I'm starting Chronic Pain is Real. That's my other YouTube. It used to be Sandy Blue Ocean. I changed the name. Chronic Pain is Real. Because I feel that I just feel the need to do this. And maybe there's other people. Maybe I can help someone by my experience and by finding some things for them, you know? I mean, yes, Trevor, thank you. And this is going to be something that I think I'm going to feel good about. There's a lot of us talking about climate change. There's a lot of us talking about the horrors of the Anthropocene. And as we are going through it, before everything happens, I want to feel good. Plus, we live in a place I couldn't even pick a vegetable. Boy, am I doing a wine today. A collapsitarian wine. Hambone would be proud, right? So there's more stuff that I found. And it's a major issue. And opioid treatment has been used for centuries. And many others can help along with many highly educated doctors who are being used as targets to push this addiction, health and human services issue, when it's really what is it, CPP, inhumane? People in pain who have been functioning on their medication without signs of abuse, may be at an increased risk for suicide. Without adequate pain treatment, they lose significant quality of life. That's me. Ever since this insurance stuff started, I'm not going to lie, I thought about maybe it would be better not to be like this. Then I think about my daughter, who's 30. I think about my cats, 5 of them. I think about, well, then who really does need me? Do you guys need me? Because that's how I feel. I think you do. But anyway, so here's another one. Mr. President, not everyone is a drug addict. This opioid war, if not addressed and given back to doctors to help, is going to create a lot of lives lost that are unnecessary. And they talk about swept through guidelines that are not even the FDA. The CDC's, prior to forced taper, via the CDC's takeover of pain management, I could take my kids trick-or-treating in my wheelchair. Now, with horrific pain, this is from Supermom. I'm trapped in bed while my neighbor takes them with her family. I'm missing their childhood. CDC, Center for Disease Control. Why doesn't my family matter? There's a lot of people like me, and I didn't realize it. And another thing, I'm going to read, I have another article. I guess this is going to be long, but there's a page I found, NFMCPA, National Fibromyalgia and Chronic Pain Association, and they really go through a lot, and they kind of nailed it about family. And my daughter is so dead set against me being on any kind of pain medicine, and she was so happy when I got off it, but I wasn't. So I'm going to read you this little thing. Just as insulin is treatment for diabetes or beta blockers are used as therapy for heart disease, or blood pressure medications are used as treatment to ward off strokes, for people with chronic pain, opioids are the drugs created and prescribed for their disease. Yes, there are side effects, including dependence and addiction. The only reason why it was a physical addiction, and the other medication I was taking that I had to get off, I took one a day. It was time release. I didn't even take the ones at night because I thought if I'm sleeping and I don't need it, why bother? You're supposed to be in your body, but I didn't want to. I was so good about it all. And I'm the one that's suffering. And those people that sold their medication and that take handfuls of pills, you know what? Fuck you. You ruined it for my life. All of you that sold your pills. All of you that did the wrong thing. All of you that let the pills get in the wrong hands. So the side effects, dependence, and addiction, but ask most chronic pain patients, and most often those are small consequences compared to their suffering. Other medications, including some antidepressants, are also habit-forming and come with a long list of horrible side effects. And I can tell you, one of them I once got stuck on, called Effexor, was horrible getting off. It was way worse than the opiate, getting off the opiate. So the new rules and regulations set up by the FDA and the DEA to thwart deterrent prescription pain medication use and abuse are necessary, but they should not be used to the detriment of people who actually need these drugs to ease their suffering. Contracts with doctors that include the name of the pharmacy where the prescription will be filled with visits to doctor's office to pick up new prescription each month seem reasonable for healthy and pain-free patients. Do you know what I've gone through just in this insurance company having to get all my medicals? And they made a comment about the fact that I hadn't seen the doctors consistently. Well, listen, my husband had a motorcycle accident July of 2017. He had a freaking heart attack. We had a tornado. I was under the care of a therapist. I was under the care of my doctors. The one doctor I didn't see was the rheumatologist, which I went to a new one. So, and it's an hour and a half drive one way. Now when I go up to my doctors, who I've been with for years and I really can't change, I have to find a place to stay up there because I can't drive back and forth, and I freaking hate using my truck and burning the fossil fuels, but I have to do it. The only great thing that I can say about the homeopathic guy, I won't give his name because I don't know if he wants to. We did this online. He's verifiable. And we did it online, and it's a homeopathic computer thing, where you look at each other, and it's 4 doctors. And we talked for a while. And then he wrote all this stuff up for me, and he sent me the medication. And I've been on it, and, I'm not saying maybe some of my inflammation hasn't gone down. My pain hasn't gone away. But I'm not even on that part of his treatment yet, but I've done so many things. I've done acupuncture. I've done pain medicine. I have a TENS unit. I have lidocaine gel. I have diclofenac. I have had everything, okay? Everything. And the best life I had was popping that one little stupid pill a day. Now, when the collapse comes and I have to detox again, it's not going to happen because this time I just want something for breakthrough pain, something to augment this, because this doesn't kill the pain. Right now I'm sitting here and you have no idea. I think metal in my neck. How many of you have metal? How many of you have rods? How many of you have been in pain? How many of you have been in accidents? I bet there's a lot of you. Well, I don't like metal in me. I think metal is what ruined me, but I have no theory, no medical backup for this stuff. So anyway, this NFMPCA strongly admonishes the FDA, DEA, HHS, and the Office of National Drug Control Policy to preserve the right to pain relief medications by legitimate chronic pain patients, as well as protect the sacrosanct relationship between a doctor and her patient in the handling of the concerning addiction of all illicit substance issues. The policies and actions by these agencies are resulting in unintended consequences for people in pain. A balance must be struck between the healthcare community, FDA, the Department of Justice, and the DEA, and the bullshit, I'm adding that word, war on drugs that allows for protection of pain patients' rights. Right on. So I'm going to start to use this kind of stuff on the other channel, which is Chronic Pain is Real. I hope I bring in other people. I hope that I can reach other people. I don't have the wherewithal to do the kind of research I used to do because I'm mixed up. They give you medical marijuana. It's whatever. Still, you get a little buzz and you get a little mixed up. But pain doesn't help. I can't research like I used to. So, somebody's knocking at my door? Well, anyway, I don't hear it. And that's creepy because nobody should be here in a snowstorm with my driveway not being plowed. I just wonder if I should go look and end this. I just had one more, and it was a Harper's article called "The Pain Refugees," about us. Yes, I have another channel, Valhalla. It was called Sandy Blue Ocean, but now it's called Chronic Pain. Chronic Pain is Real. Chronic Pain is Real, and I'm not going to talk about the collapse of industrialized civilization as much as I'm going to talk about the collapse of our body systems, and particularly pain. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Unless you want to walk with me to see if there really is somebody here. Hell with it, I'll take you with me. All right, just a minute. Let's go. Let's see if somebody's. Oh, there is a car out there. What the hell's going on? Who is this? Hello? Hello? Oh, it's my brother in law. Wait, I'll take you outside with me. Just a minute. You can look. Okay. My brother in law came over, and I hope he's not stuck. All right. Hey, I'm doing a live stream. I'll be off in a minute. Well, guys.
Dropping off that little heater.
Okay. Thank you. Somebody cares about me. I'm going to take you guys outside. It's a little cold, but it's nice. So we'll end this on a positive note. Look how nice it is. Get your gas sucking truck out of my driveway. And don't get stuck. Say hi.
Yeah, I hit a deer last night.
Oh, I don't want to hear about that. Not online. Look at, so we've got a lot of snow and it's really pretty. I can't see if you guys are looking at anything, but it is pretty. But I'm going to tell you, I wasn't ready for it. I was not ready for the snow. I can't do a freaking thing. I can carry, mwah! Bye, Tim, I love you. I can carry like one log, you know. Let me see if I could do it this way and try. Oh, wait, okay, there you go. Osama says my L5 is calcified to my sacrum, and I have other herniated disc arthritis. Yes, I'm in pain, and it's hard to get things done. I'm hoping I can get some physical therapy to get my fitness back. Well, I'm supposed to go for that. And that's a drive, because everything's a drive where I live. But I choose to live this way because I thought it would make me happy. And you know what? You know what? For the most part, it really does make me happy to live like this. I just want the body that I thought I was going to have, at least because I had pain management. Look, we have to get the wood stacked up here, and there's a lot of things to do. Osama says it's not the years, it's the miles. I know this has been a long one, but hey, it's Sunday afternoon, and while I feel better and I can walk around, because I do have to cook dinner. And if Buddy Anglesby is listening, Buddy, I'm cooking the portobello mushrooms you brought. I'm making portobello mushrooms, marinating them. And there's the idiots that come over next door to go hunting. I can't stand them. But anyway, yeah, it is lovely. It is really lovely. We'll go back in the house. Osama's been here. Yep. Oh, cat better not try to run out. No. So there it is. There it is. So guys, I hope if you know anybody that is suffering, suffering from chronic pain and maybe wants to, Valhalla says I'm like him. I look good on the outside and are shit in the inside. Well, yeah. So I know this is really a long one, but I'm making it through. But if you know anybody that you think what I'm going to be doing is going to help them to make our way out better, our way out. I mean, we're going to collapse everything I listen to and everything I read in the real science spheres. I mean, it's what it is. Oh, Valhalla says it was 65 in Indiana. Valhalla, I really wanted to do a talk show program. I was going to take it over from Margot because she didn't want to do it. And I thought it was really fun because everybody had so much fun in the chat room, The chat rooms are great. So, well, anyway, I've kept you guys a long time. The new channel is Chronic Pain is Real. I don't know how much work I'm going to be able to do on it. I'm just going to do some research. And I think I'm going to bring the voices of other people, which I read I started reading to you from Twitter. And maybe in the future, maybe I can talk to some pain management doctors, or we'll see. I can't ever commit to do anything because I can't see things through. Remember, guys, when I wanted to do the Friday night show on Facebook. That lasted 4 Friday nights, and I couldn't do it. It was a long time. It was prep. I couldn't do it. This is how my life has become. I went from an HR director job that was busy. I traveled. I had certifications. I was all over. I went to conferences. I had a really good life, and I went to this. I'm a recluse, but you guys make me happy. And as long as I got you, and maybe you'll follow me, I'm going to let the Facebook crowd know that I'm starting this YouTube channel because I think it's going to help us as we're going down. I may not be able to stop the big things, but I may be able to help somebody with their pain. And maybe we can get through that there are those of us that need it. So, anybody have anything else they want to say today? I know we could talk about the California fires. I know you guys are saying something about it in the chat, but I don't want to keep going on and on and on. So, for today, being that it is Sunday, it's a beautiful day. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye.